This is Prison Stories 101, where we like to tell prison stories that happen to those that actually been in the system, man. Terrance, Gangsta Williams, Terrance Civilian Williams, man, OG Giggity. Again, I appreciate you coming back on the platform. I always wanted to ask you this. For those that don't know, you did time in how many different locations?
Man. Yazoo, Jessup, Marion, 6.
Oh, man. I'm just curious, if you was to escape from one of them, which one had possibly the lack of security that you could probably have gotten away with something?
None of them, because I never made it to a lower camp. That's the only one that got low security.
Okay.
I always had a light sentence, so I always had high custody. I made it to the medium, but they got the fence, the trucks ride around. So it's not gonna happen.
Did you ever come up with at least even a solid plan to possibly make an escape? And if so, what was that plan?
No, I never made that because I didn't want to get out here because I broke out when I was young in the juvenile jail, right? So I didn't want to try that at an old age because now, as a juvenile, they really ain't tripping off you unless you do something violent. But as an adult, now I just knew I couldn't move around like I was gonna want to move around. I was gonna have to be in Cuba, saying nah, and I don't want to. I got to go learn Spanish and all that. So, that was never on my mind, man. My mind was on surviving in prison and getting that life sentence off me.
Did you ever meet someone who came up with an escape plan? And if so, did they enact it? Did they go through with it?
Yeah, I met someone. He's home now, an OG man named Jesse K from the Calio Project. He the one, I told the story before that I say we was on max security. He was like, "Gangsta, you wanna know what your problem is?" I said, "What?" He said, "You long on ideas, short on cash." Him, we used to get packages in. So one of his people sent we call them Borab, the Walmart shoes, right? But she took, the little hacksaw, the blades, like the little saw, the hand saw.
Yeah.
And got the little blades you screw on them, the long little blades.
Yeah.
She had popped them and put like 4 to 6 of them in each shoe or something like that. We got them in. Oh man, shout out to King Jr. for the 17-year-old. He was laughing at us because he was like, "Man, y'all breaking in jail," because what it was, we were like, there was a shower in the back. We was on a 7-man tier in St. Bernard Parish too. So we was in the, we would take turns going back to the back to go where you go, because only one person at a time can shower. It's a one-man shower. So you had it like the aluminum. So we was, and it had the little holes to breathe. So we was trying to cut it through the shower to get back in the bag, thinking we can escape. But the problem was, because you could see sometime, and when you look in there, there's a big steel door right there, so we couldn't get out anyway. But we tried, a guy had told on Jesse, and he came lock Jesse up behind that.
You say we, how many of y'all was trying to?
2 of us.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was always curious because, and again, I only ask this because we watch movies and we see people sawing at bars and when we look at prison now and we see like drones flying stuff in and contraband, what was it for you as far as how did contraband get into the prisons that you sat in? Like, what was some of the creative ways that people got contraband into the prison?
You know what? Man, you trying to get me cussed out.
No.
Because I have some good, nice ways, but I don't want to give them up because then it's going to mess up the guys that still bid, man. You heard what Finesse said, free all my guys who jailing in Beaumont. You know what I'm saying? So, just know this. for those who know about Suboxone, like some people call them strips. It's like the side. Just look at like the size of your, like my nail, right? My fingernail. Like if they have E&8 on it, like you might go to the clinics around here. They get them for free, or you might buy them. At one time you could buy them for $1, $3. They went to $5, then $10, $20. So we get them in, and we sell it over for $300, $500, some $250, because you had guys that love heroin. So they would use that, and that's supposed to wean you off the heroin, but when you abuse it, it's a downer. So now you get hooked on that. And man, like people just buy a little bit of pinch. I'm like, man, they getting high off this stuff. And then you had the K2, where people were sending in all kind of road spray, bug spray, man, all kind of stuff, putting it on the paper, and cards, birthday cards, and all. That's why they stopped a lot of that in the prison since we came. Some people came and get letters. Some people you can't get no more pictures or none of that because everything was sprayed on. Like you think of it, we did it.
Oh man.
You know.
If you don't mind, can you debunk a couple of myths that, might exist, or maybe it's real, maybe it ain't, maybe it's not, for girls to bring in contraband and put it inside of them to get it? Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing.
And how often, or who could get away with it, who can't get away with it? Because it seems like some girls got more body than others.
Well, no, it's not about who can get away, who can't. It's about who you telling that you go into the visitor room to get it. Because you got a lot of dudes that would, two things happen. Some guys run their mouth too much. And then you got the thing where you got guys that's going to look at you and hate on you. If they know you go into that visitor room on a regular, and if they know you on a compound hustling, he getting them from the visitor room. So now they're going to watch you, or they're going to put the people on you. So now you and your girl going to get knocked.
Is it ever a situation where a CEO wants to get in on the action? Like, hey, I'm going to let this happen. I just want to get in on it.
Let me tell you what happened one time, joints. I knew this CEO that was busting plays, busting moves. So one of my partners, he live in Atlanta right now to this day, we still tight. The CEO saw he was laid back and quiet, but I never told my partner, because he was in that door, I never told him that CEO, that's the CEO that was, busting moves. So the CEO just put up on him one day, like making this round, because they had to make their round, I think, every 30 minutes. Walk around and check the cells. Make sure you're still alive in there. So the CEO put up, man, what's up? So ain't nothing. He said, man, you be right making some money? And then my partner told him, man, if you could get me a few porno books, I could rent them out. The CEO looked at him and just really started hating him, like frowning, like, man, you clown, and walked off there. And we was on the yard walking the track with me and my partner. He was telling me about it. I said, man, that's the CEO that be bringing the work to them dudes from Texas. And so it's like, yeah. I said, yeah, how you gonna tell that man you want to rent some porno books out for $3 and this man getting hundreds to thousands of dollars? Man, you messed it up. So the man just couldn't stand him after that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Death Row. Did you ever know any cats that went on death row?
Yeah, I had homeboy. Actually, he still ain't go to now. I got two people I know that went to death row. Well, three. The police, Lynn Davis, me and him was next door to each other. No, we weren't next door to each other. We was like a few cells down. Then we started writing each other.
Is it different writing a man who's on death row? Like, is that a different type of conversation?
No, because we like carry on. He's the writer. Said, "What's up, this pretty Lynn? Yeah, I'm writing. I'm studying the law." He learned the law and started representing himself.
Is he still?
He's still on that road. But what happened was, actually, Biden tried to give him and a few other people a pardon, but him and another guy denied it. It's like, nah, I don't want no pardon. I want to get all the way out, because you got to keep in mind, if he just accepted that, he was going to go down to life sentence, and he stuck with that. He feel like he innocent on his charge, so he ain't want it.
If you was to say how many people that you spoke to in your lifetime, how many people is probably innocent of their charges that they were hit with versus guilty, what percentage would you say was probably innocent?
Man, it's not a big percentage, but I know for a fact there is a percentage. Like I got two friends, I love as brothers, but they've been locked up for 30-something years, and they locked up for murder. I know for a fact they didn't commit. So in the feds, kind of hard in the feds, because when they're about them feds, they're gonna have you an investigation, they're gonna have some wiretap, they're gonna have some footage or something, you're gonna have something, we're gonna have your butt some kind of way with that. But as far as state, I know a few people, it's like, I'm gonna give at least 5, pushing it 10%. Because all my friends is criminals.
Got it. So with that being said, as we try to, leave off.
You met these out the mail, huh?
I seen these at the mail farm. Yeah. I seen him. It seemed like everywhere he go, he casing the spot. I don't know. It seemed like he casing the whole spot. I don't know.
Man. Always smiling. They get drunk and go to thing everybody like.
Oh man, yeah. See how life do you. We always try to leave these prison stories with a little bit of education for those going in. So if you don't mind, can you give, for someone who might be jammed up in a situation, he might be looking at some time, or someone that might do time in the future, can you give them some rules of engagement as far as how they need to do their time and do it the right way to come home safely?
First off, be mindful who you hang around. Now here's a catch. I can't speak on state, I'm gonna speak on Fed. Because in the Fed, you're gonna have Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, all that's running together. But you still gotta be mindful of the circle you keep. If you can, stay away from the gambling. Stay away from the gambling, because that's where all the problems happen. Gambling. I didn't much play. It got to the point where I didn't much play tabletop games like checkers, chess. I had stopped playing all that stuff because it opened the door for a lot of crickets. Like, say if you already have some type of jealousy towards me that we playing chess, that's when, man, that slick cussing come out. And you'll be in, man, don't disrespect me like that. Man, F all that, get mad, especially if he got his homeboys right there, and you might be outnumbered at the time, they might try to bring you a move. So you gotta be careful. You don't wanna put yourself in a lot of situations that you could have stayed away from.
Do people use gambling as a tool to get what they want out of people? Of
course, that's the main tool. That's how they hump them boys. That's how they get them boys. They're gambling. You got a lot of people gambling problem. So the first thing they're gonna say, if you can't pay, give my money, get my stuff back, I'm gonna get it the other kind of way.
So other inmates will be, once you hear this story, he lost in gambling, it's just automatic like, yeah, he.
Not really, not all of them, because you got some dudes be like, some dudes will go do, because like we got cells in the medium and the pens. Some dude might go in the cell, don't do it, beat them up. And they had some dudes so crazy, they had to let that go around the penitentiary, be like, hands laid, that paid. You put your hand on, beat me up, I ain't paying you now. You beat me up now. Hand laid, that paid. Yeah. Okay. So you had some money on the wood is all good. Money out of sight cause a fight. You know what I'm saying? They had all kind of little slangs. But I stayed away. I never had gambled in my life on the street, so when I went to the Fed, I had played a ticket, and I hit the ticket. And then me and Clinton Porter's brother, we had started a ticket. We had one of the biggest.
What's the ticket?
Where people could gamble, football, basketball, baseball, whatever. You put your ticket in, place your bet. And it was a college at this time, and I was standing up at the TV looking at it, and a few dudes from Miami, shout out to Cunningham, over here, they was watching, they said, look at Gangsta. Gangsta, boy, you're gonna get hooked on it, because all of them was gamblers, And I looked back there laughing, I'm saying to myself, I said, man, I'm down, but I felt stupid. And I just didn't do it no more after that. Because I always when I lose, I ain't never want to pay.
It seems like, I'd rather keep gambling or something till I'm up, but I hear you.
I don't want to gamble, because like I said, if I lose, I don't want to pay. And then I'm going to have my knife on, I'm going to beat you, get mad. And I might try to rob you or up the knife, stab you, or get my homies, and it may be so much bull crap with that, so I just stayed away from a lot of that.
Last question is there a person that, you've seen while you was doing your time, during the 23 years you did, who would you say to you, had the saddest story, just from doing their time, just the time they did then versus them doing their time? Who Can you speak on someone who just had like a sad story to you? Just, damn.
See, oh man. See, right before I got out, they had me in a prison where I was around a couple of nuts that dudes like, for real, they had dudes that like thought it was cool to take pictures of portraits of their family, children, everything naked. And they got like 60 and 100 years for that. Like, they felt like, man, this is my children, I can do, but they were pedophiles, weirdos, you know. I know two dudes, one dude got 30 years, and one dude had 15 years for one bullet.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, like one bullet, like you could come out, have a bullet in your pocket or your car, police pull you over, and they got locked up in the Fed for one bullet.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. So, but sad stories, I can't think of none of that now because where I was at, it was murderers, drug dealers, but it was just a bunch of, I don't never want to go back to prison. It's just a bunch of
sharks and gorillas.
Like, what, lion, tigers, and bears?
Yeah, man, I hear you.
Get it how you live with that joke, bro.
Well, with that being said, man, again, thank you for sitting down. Again, I know there's a lot of stories. We just be delving just a little bit. We'll definitely have you back on. But for those that sit at home, just go ahead and reintroduce yourself. Tell them how many years you did.
I did 23 years and 10 months, a couple of hours in federal prison, straight. I don't, like, you know how some people be like, go to jail for 5 years, come home, go do another, and then, oh yeah, I did 50. No, I did 23 years, 10 months straight. And you know what? And when I think about it, I could have gotten out, I want to say in November, for sure, the top of December. But I called myself just waiting till after the holiday was over before I went and got on the people, because the people at the court was taking their time. But so happened my attorney sent me a copy of the paperwork, and I went, gave it to the man up there in records. He faxed it to Grand Prairie out here. He faxed to Grand Prairie. The officer that faxed the paperwork to Grand Prairie for me, the day I got out, January 3rd, 2022, he relocated to Fort Worth, Texas, committed suicide.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man, that blew me. I was like, what? Wow. Yeah, I mean, couldn't believe that. But yeah, he came out and committed suicide, man.
We got to appreciate life while we have it.
Yeah.
With that being said, Terrance, we appreciate you, man. Again, 23 years.
10 months, don't forget.
10 months and a few hours.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prison Stories 101, man. Thank you till the next time.
Thank y'all for having me. We out.